You need to see what the market is up to this morning. Let's go right into the charts on this one. We're going to kick things off with Nvidia because it is pushing up on this trend line resistance right now, potentially setting up to break up above this if we don't get rejected when the market opens today and we're able to keep that pressure going, keep that momentum build going. This is the hourly chart that we're looking at, by the way. That could push us up to about 108 to 109. Breaking this resistance up here is going to be absolutely critical for much more upside appreciation. Following that, then we get to find out more about what resistance waits for us up ahead if we're going to see some of these other price targets come out, the 112, the 118. If not, if instead a rejection waits for us, watch for these lower price targets. Tesla is actually up above in the pre-market hours. We are rocking up above this green line support that we have right here and heading up towards resistance up at about 221 to 222. So watch for that. If we're able to get up above that, then we actually have a lot of free flow areas up above there where we can continue to travel, possibly seeing anywhere from this 222 up to the 228. And if we get up above that, you can see the selling pressure that starts to come in above 228 when we start hitting 233. So we are in, if I zoom out here, rise and wedge pattern, talked about it yesterday. We're going to keep watching this one and breaking through the top, bullish, breaking down through the bottom, bearish on this thing. So keep an eye on that formation, these price targets. You can take a screenshot if you want to. You can check out the prices that are on here as well. Moving over to Bitcoin. Bitcoin today shaping up. We're still below this critical resistance that I have right here at about 57.6, and we want to be watchful for that. We got selling pressure yesterday, kicking us right back down, but today up over this trend line that I have drawn on here for you, coming right down across this way. So we want to keep an eye on that, because if we get rejected at resistance, then we're right back down competing with these price targets that we see down below, although potentially being on top of this trend line. Not my favorite trend line here, but it is a minor one that I think is worth paying attention to. Over to SPY. I took away the technicals, just left on just a few indicators on here, the 50-day simple moving average and the 200, just so that you can see what we're facing right now. We need to retest that 50-day. If we do and pass it, well, I think we could rally a little bit more. If we get rejected, I think that we're going to sell down quite a bit more from where we're at right now. In order to say how much, I bring up this mess, and let's narrow it down. We'll shrink this down for you so we can see a little bit more of what's going on. There we go. We are currently sitting just above support on this thing. So support being the green area, we have a free flow area up to the 50, which is about 549. Then 550 after that. If instead we get rejected, then we actually have some lines to tumble through down here, but also some free fall areas as well. And you can see the price target I have down here at 538 and 530. There's another one down there somewhere, 523. And that is all still north of the 200-day, which is still overall bullish. So we would be watchful for that, especially if we get more of a sell down between now and the election. So I still expect any amount of volatility to happen between now and then. Moving over to the Qs. Again, kept away a lot of the drawings on this, just kept on some of the indicators. Let's move off the EMA for the moment and just check out the SMA up the top of this thing and the SMA at the bottom. So the 50 and the 200 I have on here, and we are getting really close to that 200-day like we saw back here with the carry trade. So we'll see if 441-ish is about where we end up tumbling. If we head down that way, this is a bullish setup that we have right here. This is a bullish Harami setup. And the RSI, we're waiting to catch up. It's still down below 50 on this one. Don't have that momentum. And the pre-market hours, we're actually down below what we closed at yesterday. So we want to be watchful for that. Let's put the drawings on and see what that's showing us. And you can see, let's go to the hourly chart because it's going to display better. There we go. And click, click. There we go. So you can see that we're getting just creeping up above this trend line a little bit, but we're contending with the resistance at 455. So we peekabooed up above there yesterday during the after hours, but now in the pre-market, we're back down below it, treating it as resistance. So yeah, we're in this bearish channel here, slightly to the upside, good thing, but even down below the 50-hour moving average that we have on this. So we'll see if the market is able to blast up above, and if so, we have room up to about 463. And if not, then we have room down below to about 449. So those are the two values nearest that we want to be watchful for the Qs. Going over to IWM, you can see we got that rejection yesterday, and we are in a descending wedge pattern for this one. So let me reset the view so you can really see that take place. There we go. And we'll even shrink it up this way a little bit so you can really see that convergence between these two lines. Let me delete off some of these other trend lines that are on here as just that one though, just that one. because this other one is the top of a bullish channel, and we're falling actually right back into the bullish channel right now. So let's take away some of that noise and still looking at the hourly chart here like we were for some of the other ones, and just the near-term price action, 208 almost to 209. Actually, let's just call it 209 to 210. That's going to be tough to break through. We could do it, but it's going to be difficult. You can see the sort of rejection that we got yesterday. If we can't break over this trend line coming down this way or these resistance areas up above, we could tumble down to about 206, and the bottom of the support, well, this is the high side of 206, 206.47. Down here is 205.71. So that's a rather narrow range for us, and then you can see a lot more support coming down below for this thing. So the Russell 2000s, watch for this one, especially if we get a rejection here, because that can push us down much further. And we'll watch between now and the Fed meeting, and also between now and the election coming up. I think it's going to be highly impactful to it. Let's finish things up with TMF, and what the heck, we'll even toss DJT up there to see how that's doing this morning. And I haven't looked at that one yet, but we'll look at it here as I record the video, and we'll see if we did push up further like I talked about in last night's video, or if we get rejected. So we have resistance for TMF right around 62 this morning, trading down from that a little bit. And so that is to be expected after we come off of this. So you can see we have support down here at about $58 or $59. So for TMF, here's the consolidation pattern that we're in, slightly bullish bias to it. RSI kicking up above 50 and kind of hanging around there for a while. And this is one that I think is very much keeping our eyes on through the Fed meeting and leading up to the election. I think this could do pretty handsomely for us. And I've disclosed in previous videos that I do have a position in TMF, including a call option position as well. So we're going to keep an eye on this. You can see my price targets to the upside. I don't currently have lower price targets on here, but you can check out the supports that we have, as they can serve pretty well as my price targets as well. So right around 58 or 59 if I don't move the line. There we go. And then this one down here, this is around 53 or 54. So that's what we got for TMF. And as promised, here's DJT. Just to see what we got this morning. Floating around 1816 is what it says right now. So in the pre-market hours, just a little bit above what we got yesterday. You can see that high top wick coming off of this for that selling pressure coming in. And we'll see if we can overcome that. We did close right about the 5-day EMA, and we'll see if we are able to stay up above that and start riding on it as support. And if we do, that can be further bullishness for DJT. We got some excellent volume yesterday as we look at the chart, so we'll see if we continue to push up. One small view at the hourly, and reset. There we go. Here's the hourly view, and you can see sort of trying to decide what the heck it's supposed to do today, getting close to up to $19 per share in the pre-market hours here. So we'll see if we continue that rise up, or if it's when we're going to tumble down. Still a little bit of small short-term consolidation that we have happening there. If you guys want to see what I do buy and sell, you can do so by using the link down in the description for the Patreon. Hop on over to the Discord once you get in there, and then you'll see my buys and sells. You can talk to me and my community members. And if you guys want to learn to do technical analysis trading like I do, you can do so using that link down in the description for Stockmo Academy, and you can sign up for that. There's access to the bread recipe in there, and it says it's a trading strategy which tells you about when a stock is starting to move, whether it's up or down. You can play either direction. Never tells you what to buy or sell, just when the good timings are where potentially things are about to move for you. And that's really good to know, because that can really help out that trading. It's a quick, easy setup, very few indicators involved in it, but yet very, very powerful in its predictive nature. A lot of people very pleased with its performance, and then also a lot of them also paying for the course in that first trade. And you can make it easier to pay for by using the code word DOCTOR, D-O-C-T-O-R, to be found down in the description of this video just below that link. Thank you guys for watching. I am Dr. Stock, Doctor of Education. Remember, my friends, that learning is earning, and we'll see you in the next video.